Shalom. Moving on now to Psalm 126. This psalm is quite well known to those of us in the Jewish faith who are observant or practicing our religion. The reason it is so familiar is because this psalm introduces the grace or the blessing after meals, Birkat Hamazon, on all the Sabbaths and festivals. The Shabbat or Sabbath and festivals such as Passover and Sukkot and Shavuot, these are days where we are meant to rejoice and when we are meant to focus on feelings of gratitude for all the blessings that God has showered upon us. And so as I read this psalm to you, please pay particular attention to themes that might resonate with you and might explain why this particular psalm was chosen to introduce the blessing after the meals on the Sabbaths and festivals. A song of ascents. When the Lord restores the fortunes of Zion, we see it as in a dream. Our mouths shall be filled with laughter, our tongues with songs of joy. Then shall they say among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord will do great things for us, and we shall rejoice. Restore our fortunes, O Lord, like watercourses in the Negev. They who sow in tears shall reap with songs of joy. Though he goes along weeping, carrying the seed bag, he shall come back with songs of joy, carrying his sheaves. So clearly, the theme of joy and laughter and song is prevalent in this particular psalm. The psalm also expresses the Zionist dream of the restoration and rebuilding of Jerusalem, which of course has already come to pass since the creation and establishment of the State of Israel in 1948, but will only be fully realized once Israel is completely at peace with its neighbors and when indeed the world will be at peace and the Messianic age will be at hand. The theme of sowing in tears and reaping with joy, that particular verse, Hazorim bedima berina yiktzoru, is a very well-known passage. They who sow in tears shall reap with songs of joy. The promise that out of pain and suffering and sadness comes the promise of the realization that those days will eventually lead to days of joy and happiness. The theme of carrying the seed bag, he who carries the seed bag, weeping as he goes along, will eventually return singing with songs of joy, carrying the sheaves. And this reference to food in abundance is one of the reasons why this psalm introduces the blessing after meals on the holidays and festivals. I love that image of going along weeping, carrying the seed bag, coming back with songs of joy, carrying the sheaves. I think about how we go through our regular weekdays. Those of us who do work often struggle in our work or find that our work can be tense and demanding. Sometimes, depending on the work that we do, we experience heartbreak and sadness on behalf of those whom we work for or with whom we work. So the weekdays can be challenging for us, but then the weekdays eventually give into Shabbat, the day of rest, a day when we are meant to put aside those tears of sadness, those feelings of heartbreak and anguish and turmoil, and concentrate as much as possible on the joy and peace of the Shabbat. So, sowing in tears during the week, Reaping with songs of joy on the Shabbat and on the holidays. It's a particularly powerful and meaningful theme to carry with us. This psalm basically is quite upfront about the reality and the prevalence of sadness in life. Life is, to go through, or to repeat that old trite expression, not a bowl of cherries. And the psalmist knows that quite well. Life can be filled with suffering and sadness, but life is not only that. Life is also filled with joy and with song and with abundance and with blessings. It's important, especially during difficult times such as we are experiencing now, to remember that. It's not all about the turmoil. It's not all about the mess and the chaos. It's also all about the joy and the gratitude and the abundance and the blessings that we are privileged to share in life. I would like to take up the guitar now and sing for you two tunes that are popularly sung when we chant this psalm before the grace after meals. Shir Hamalo Peshuv Adonai Et Shivat Zionayinu Kechomim Azimale Skopinu Ushonenu Rina Az Yomru Vagoyim Higdil Adonai Lasoti Melehi Adonai lasoti manu hayinu samechim shuva Adonai et shevitenu kafikim baneg hazorim kedima berina yitzoru halokelechu v'achov no se meshech hazara, lo yavo verina, no se alumota. Shir hamalo v'shuv Adonai, et shivat Zionayinu kechomim, azim ales kopinu, ushonenu rina. Ajomru vagoyim Higdil Adonai lasoti melech Higdil Adonai lasoti manu Hayinu semechim Shuv Adonai et shevitenu Ka'afikim ba'negev Hazorim bedima berina yitzoru Halokelechu v'acho no se meshech hazara bo yavo verina no se alumota. Which tune do you like better? I led from one directly to the other. The second one is more upbeat and happy and joyous. The first one is more poignant, with a tinge of a little bit of sadness and a reflection of a little bit of melancholy that we experience during the regular week. A reminder that even on the Shabbat and even during the festivals, we still carry a little bit of the vestiges of that sadness that we went through building up to it. It's hard to shake that sadness off completely. Having said that, I still prefer the second tune because of its lighthearted tone and feelings of joyousness. Let's grasp that and hold on to it as long as we possibly can, even during the regular weekdays. Thank you.